Well, hey everybody, Doug here with DougRuckerStore.com and PressureWashingSchool.com. Hey, if you're looking for a very affordable, great quality little 12-volt soft wash system to clean roofs, buildings, houses with, the Softie is a great choice. It's transportable, so you can mount it to your trailer or truck, or you can take it in and out, whichever way. Started building these a couple of years, done a few changes, so I just thought I'd do an update video for you on that, and that's coming up next. Guys, so this is the Softie 12-volt soft wash system that we came up with this, I don't know, a couple years ago. Maybe a year or so ago. I've got another video on it that I've done, and we'll put that up in the card so you can click and see that. But the original one had different valves. As a matter of fact, we've used a couple different valves, but on these systems. And so this one has the newer valves that we've been using for a few months now when we build these. And so it comes with one metering valve for your bleach, and then you've got a ball valve for the water. You've got a heavy duty switch, and then the pump is in the back and the battery is in the back. I'll show you that in a minute. But back to what I was saying, I had a guy call me and ask me, hey, can you build me a portable soft wash system that I can take in and out of my truck? I don't clean roofs every day, and occasionally I have somebody ask me to clean their roof, and so as long as they're going to pay the price that I'm going to charge, I'll do the roof. But if not, I'm not going to. And so I would just like something I could throw in the back of my truck, plumb easily to my bleach and my water tank, which we have the valves. Both of them are going to the water tank right now because this is on my commercial rig, and I don't have a bleach tank on it. But I'll add one, when I need it. So anyway, that's what he wanted to do, just something to be transportable. We also have guys that mount this in their trailer, because with the aluminum 1x here, you can just thread bolts down through the deck of this trailer if I wanted to make this permanent. So this is what we came up with, this stand with the valves on it, the switch, and the back is the pump and the battery, and we got a little plate there so you can have the battery there, and you can run a little strap around it. You can strap the whole thing down for if you want this to be transportable, take in and out of your truck or in and out of your trailer, or like I said, you can mount it permanently. It's a FlowJet 6 gallon per minute 70 PSI pump, probably the best and most dependable pump that I've ever used. We have sold these before when we first started using Rimco pumps. We had a guy that wanted us to put one of the Everflow pumps on. So, any pump can go on there, but I've just found the most reliable for me has been this FlowJet 12-volt pump. Just really sprays really good. You get really good distance. I'll show you that in a minute when we go out into the parking lot and run it through the paces for you a little bit. But it's a great little transportable system, compact. I have mine set up to where I have my hose coming off, and I just take my soft wash hose, depending on how many feet I need, and just direct connect it to the pump. But it can also be run through a reel, too many R's, but you can do that as well. And I keep a cap on it just so all the water doesn't start leaking out all over the place, and then it keeps water in the pump as well, so it's so much easier to prime versus it being dry. But this is very easy pump to prime. It draws really good. When we're doing it, we'll close off. We'll just prime one valve at a time. We could do two. Yesterday for the school, when we were showing it, we primed the water valve, and then we opened the bleach valve, and it drew the water just fine. But normally we'll have this one off. When we start it, we'll just turn this water valve on and let it draw and start spraying, get the air out of that line. And once it's spraying good, then we turn the bleach valve on and start drawing the bleach. So very easy, portable system to use. It sprays really well. You can get good distance out of it, anywhere from 40 to 47 feet, depending on which nozzle, you know, open nozzle that you're using, shooter type style nozzle. And runs great. We've got a little RV marine maintenance battery on there. I think they run about 120 bucks, 130 bucks, something like that. So if you want one of these, we have these available. You would just have to supply your plumbing kits, which we have those on the website. And it comes with these fittings, but you would just need to order how many feet of hose that you would need. If you're plumbing it to a hose reel, you need to get that hose as well. Spray hose, if you need spray hose, gun, nozzles, all that, that's all additional. But it basically just comes with these fittings that come out of the banjo fittings that come out of the ball valve. And then it also comes with these two fittings too. So all you would need is just how many feet of hose you need to your bleach and your water tank. And the pump, battery you have to supply yourself. And then however you're going to plumb to your hose reel. So just remember, guys, and this is my opinion only, none of these bleach valve systems are precise and totally 100% accurate as far as percentages. To me, they're just, you know, great ways to adjust your mix from a strong mix to a weaker mix on the fly. I know a lot of people say that these, and I've said it before, that when you've got both of these open all the way, you're going to get about a 50-50 mix. That's pretty accurate. And then just by adjusting it down, you're going to get less and less bleach, from a 40 to 30 to 20 to 10 or whatever. But none of them I found are totally accurate. And I really don't care, because as I teach at my school, guys, the phrase I want them to get embedded into the mind is all the bleach is doing is changing the color of that algae. So I want to use the weakest mix that I can and still get the color change of the algae on the surface. So, but it not be too strong to where it could cause oxidation of a painted surfaces or vinyl or whatever. So it just takes time and experience using it to dial into what you want to use as you go across different surfaces. And so that's my take on the valves. Again, that's my opinion. There'll probably be a lot of disagreement with that. Don't care, but that's the way I have been going for years in my business, using bleach. Is as long as you can get it to change the color so you can rinse it off, that's all you really need. So any questions or comments about that, feel free to just post them down below and I'll answer them if I can, when I can, type thing. So let's go out and then we'll show you how to, not how to, but how this thing sprays. Hey everybody, just finished up our last, our most recent school, which was yesterday, January 11th, right here in Houston. We had 4 guys come in, 3 from Las Vegas and 1 from Houston. And so had a great time with those guys, teaching them about pressure washing, soft washing, all of that kind of stuff, with a little bit of hands-on training as well as a lot of classroom training. So our next one is coming up February 8th. That's a Saturday. We start about 8:30 and usually finish anytime between 3 and 4 o'clock. Both classroom training and hands-on training, training you on the equipment, training you how to use everything that we use to that we use in our business. So that's coming up February 8th. Now, prior to that, 2 days before that, so you can make a weekend of it if you want to, February 6th and 7th is the Difference Makers Business Conference. We don't do anything about teaching you how to clean. It's all about your business end of your business, from, you know, how to manage your money, how to set budgets, how to read P&L statements, balance sheets, all of that. We'll actually go through a worksheet with you where you can participate and help you learn how to set the pricing for what you need to charge based on your business, not somebody else's business, not asking somebody, hey, what would you charge for this, okay? You need to know the numbers of your business so that you always know what you need to charge for your services. And this thing is great for any type of small business, whether it's a pressure washing company, plumbing, electrical, painters, any type of small business service company. Everything that we teach will apply to any type of service business. Patrick Clark will be here. Ray Burke will be here. Kelsey will be here talking about money matters, and of course Jeffrey Blackman, who always closes us out and talks about why you should never give up. You're starting a business, so don't get down on yourself. There's reasons why you should never give up. Most oftentimes, right when you're ready, there's a blessing right around the corner that's going to carry you through. So that's February 6th and 7th right here in Houston, Texas area, and Humble at the Country Inn and Suites. We've got a special room rate that you can get a discount on and just come downstairs to the meeting room. Limited seating, so you want to get signed up. January 15th, the price changes and raises about $50, so get that early discount and get signed up very, very quickly. Because by the time this airs, it might even be over. Today is the 12th. You might have a day left, so you want to get in on it. So any questions about any of the training opportunities, you can email me, pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com. Call or text me, 281-883-3630. And then you can just always go to pressurewashingschool.com/events if you want to get signed up for any of the training opportunities. But Difference Makers, that's going to be huge. You'll never fathom how much experience, how much education you can get out of this 2-day event, and the price for it is just, you'll make that up in the first week. So, pressurewashingschool.com/events. Hope to see you there. All right, guys, so I'm standing at one of these yellow bollards here in front of our warehouse door, and I don't know if you can see, but there's 2 more yellow bollards down there. And so to the second one, that's 42 feet, and then there's a joint line that goes along there that is 45, and then there's another mark right past it, paint mark that I have, that is 50 feet. So hopefully you'll get to see from where I'm standing. I'm going to try to hold this even with the bollard so you get a real good true picture. And this is using a this is a 50 nozzle, 0050. So getting right at 45 feet with a bounce, maybe a little shorter without it. But as you raise it, of course, and play with the angle of the dangle, is what I call it, you can get a little bit more distance. But sprays good, it's got good volume, but not too much volume. You know, I don't like the volume these gas-powered machines and some of these other things put out, because, you know, like I've always taught, we're just spraying bleach on the surface. And so this is an 060, so you're going to get more volume and a little bit less distance, so it's not hitting quite the 42 feet. It's probably about 39, 40. And then this is a 40. That was, so we did first a 0050, then a 0060, and then this is an 0040. And so you'll get more distance with it because it's a little bit tighter stream. And so those are the kind of the 3 nozzles that I keep on, just depending on what I'm using. Getting right at 42 feet there. And again, if you lift it up, you can get with the bounce, you can definitely get 50 feet. But I don't usually count the bounce. The bounce doesn't, I mean, that's just part of it. So You can get anywhere from, like I said, 40 to 45 feet with a bounce, depending on, you know, what nozzle you're using and that type of thing. But what I was saying before about the volume of these, you know, pumps that are out there is all you need is that bleach just to touch the surface. It doesn't have to have a ton of volume. So when you have these gas powered machines, you got to make sure you're spraying really fast and moving really quickly. Otherwise, you're just wasting solution. So that's why I've always stuck with our King Slinger or the Big Slinger, whichever. The Big Slinger just gives you a tad bit more distance and a little bit more volume than the King Slinger. I personally use the King Slinger still, have for years. I've gone back and forth between the Big Slinger and the King Slinger, but I just always go back to the King Slinger because it has the air compressor, and it has the 1/2-inch hose, which is real light to carry around. But on the commercial rig, I'll use this because I can take it on and off, and it's very, you know, it works great. It works just like the King Slinger or the Big Slinger to me, depending on what nozzles that you're using. And I'm able to control my volume, so I'm not flooding surfaces because I started teaching that 10 or 12 years ago, so you just need a nice dusting is what I called it, onto your surface, especially roof cleaning, so you're not flooding and having tons of runoff. So anyway, running off on a tangent here, but that's spraying with a ball valve gun and those 3 nozzles, and I'll show you next a couple of different guns that you could use with it. Okay, so this is using the orange Water Boss gun, and so standing in the same place. Hopefully you guys can see this, man. I won't be ticked if y'all can't see this. You get pretty much the same distance as the ball valve, maybe a tad more, but this gives you the ability to be able to, you know, go to a fan without having to change nozzles. And so, yeah, I would say you're getting pretty much the same distance as you do with the ball valve. So, excellent choice for this 12 volt. Actually, I'm getting a little further the more I raise it. Again, you know, your height a lot of times depends on the angle and how high you go up and that type of thing. But plenty of distance, plenty of volume every day for roof cleaning, building washing, whatever you need. And like I said, it's priced about the same as the King Slinger, but you're just saving money and not having a compressor. I personally like having a compressor on board for using other tools, airing up tires, whatever I may need a compressor for. So, very cool, huh? So yeah, great option. Just another option for you guys. Let me do one more gun and I'll show you, and then we'll be done. I did forget to mention that I'm running 5/8 sprays hose, 5/8 Flexilla spray hose. So you do want to use a larger hose, 3/4 inch plumbing definitely, and a 5/8 spray hose. I would not use a 1/2-inch hose on this pump because you're choking it down and can cause the pump to burn up. This is the red gun. A lot of people like it. So it shoots about the same, probably a little shorter, probably getting about right at 40 feet, 42 with the bounce. So, you know, that can be used as well. I keep all these guns around just to test them with every type of, I have all kinds of vendors that send me stuff to test out and see if I want to sell it. And I haven't really found anything that I like better than just the King Slinger or the Soft D. If I did, I'd definitely sell it. But, you know, everything in this business is a personal preference. So you just can't sit there and say that, you know, I'm right, you're wrong, whatever. It's a personal preference, what you like best. And these are the 2 things that I like best. Okay, this is the last one, I think. I found this gun, somebody at one of the vendors or somebody had sent it to me to try out and see if I wanted to sell them. And it's got a little adjustment screw back here like the red gun and the blue gun that have been around for years. And so played with it a little bit, but not a whole lot. This gets much shorter. I would say much shorter, about 4 or 5 feet shorter. Just doesn't have the, depending on how you pull the trigger and get the stream dialed in, it will get the same 42 feet. So pretty much anything you use, you're going to get 40 to 45 feet, depending on the gun, depending on the nozzle, and most importantly, depending on the angle of that angle, how you know, your arch and reaching. So, you know, on these things, again, I was talking about the amount of fluid some of these things pump a while ago. I can't stress enough that when you start getting 3 and 4 stories above, spraying 3 and 4 stories high, it looks really awesome. But if you have any wind up there, that can be a problem depending on the property that you're cleaning and if there's vehicles around and all that kind of stuff. So most jobs that we do, especially 4 stories and up, we're always going to have a lift because we want to be able to get closer to the surface so that the wind's not going to affect it, and we're going to have less atomization and less, you know, stuff spraying in the wind. So that's kind of how I dictate. I could care less if it sprays 50, 60 feet or whatever. The chances of having a job like that and having zero amount of wind up there is very tough to predict. So for me, I'm just always going to have a lift, and I'm good with whatever I use that sprays 40 to 45 feet. I've had gas-powered machines before, had them years ago before they started coming out again. They've always had a cycle. There's always been a cycle of these gas-powered machines coming out. And some people they work for, but most people can have issues. Not talking about any specific one, just gas-powered in general. There's probably some out there now that are great and work perfect and don't have any issues with hoses busting or diaphragms busting or seams splitting. But I'm just past the point of using those and continuing to test and try those. So anyway, yeah, that's the spray that you can get out of the Softy. All right, guys, hope this has been helpful for you. 12-volt systems are great. Just like any piece of equipment, you know, people always ask me how long do these last versus the Kingslinger air diaphragm system or some other system that's out on the market. It just depends on how you maintain them and how you take care of them. So if you take care of them, keep them flushed out and all of that, they'll give you good service for quite a long time. But as I always say, everything in this business has to be replaced at some point in time. Nothing's going to last forever due to the fact that we're using the bleach, okay? So any questions about the Softy, you can leave them below if you want to in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if this is being helpful to you. Got tons of videos that can help you guys. Give me a like, give me a comment, all that kind of stuff. Appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget, Difference Makers Conference is coming up very, very quickly, so you want to get signed up, okay? Hey, y'all take care. Have a very, very blessed day.